Welcome to my very first Pecha Kucha. Today we will enter the world of podcasting. I have to admit that I'm not a consumer of podcasts, not at all. But the topic intrigued me a little, especially because my husband is a great fan and can end the day without his favorite Frank Ferrand Au Cœur de l'Histoire podcast each and every day. Donna Papacosta talks about the resurgence of podcasting. Sounds like an old thing from the past that we were not ready for. What has changed? Why are we more receptive? Content is available in so many forms nowadays. Blogs, music, videos, on so many platforms, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. Donna says it's the way we consume content. So it's about us. Let's pause for just a few moments. Let's experience podcasting from within because it's about you and me and the way we consume content. I'd like to find out why we are better consumers of podcasts in today's world. Let's do that together. So grab your favorite headset and plug it in. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for just a few seconds and focus on my voice. That's right, close your eyes and open your ears. Now I think you will agree that the only thing that connects each other is my voice and the wire of the headset, and you have total control over it. If you want to cut me out, you can just do that by switching it off. If my crystal clear voice, I wish I had one, is music to your ears, well that's great news and my podcasting career is ahead of me. My point is that the feeling is a very personal one. Podcast voices give you the impression that someone is actually whispering into your ears and yours only. It creates a particular relationship between the author of the podcast and its fan. And yes, listening to podcasts is basically listening to a story, but with that personal touch. It makes you travel, your mind enters a world of its own, a world of imagination. It could be anything really, a world of arts, meditation, linguistic, anything, you name it. When we look back in the old days, that equivalent of podcasting or storytelling was what we called les veillées, moments we shared around the fireplace, where we would listen to stories told by our parents, grandparents, uncles. Together, the feeling of togetherness was what made those moments so special. And when you listen to a podcast, you are alone. You are alone with yourself and the author of the podcast, and you might be sitting next to someone who is listening to another podcast. You are together, next to each other, yet you remain in your world. Your world, or our world, is a world of choices. We control our conception. We control the content we consume. We control the time. In fact, you are in total control. Because it's a recording, and that's the beauty of it. If you want to go slower or faster, you choose the pace. You want to go back? Yes, you can. Speed it up a little? You can do that too. Stop right there and pick it up tomorrow? That's fine too. Cut it out? Go for it. You choose. You choose what you consume. The choice of topics is endless. Every color, every taste, you will find something for you out there. Your playlist is eclectic? That's fantastic. That means you show interest in a number of fields. Again, you are in control, so you pick what you want. It's like food, almost. We control our lives in so many ways that everything we do in our daily life is an opportunity to consume content. Washing the dishes? Yes, but not without a purpose. And that's the time I decide to listen to my daily podcast about the kings of the last 15th century in Burgundy, for example. Text requires my eyes to focus on content, whereas audio only requires my ears, so I'm free to do anything else. Multitasking, that's a term I often hear at work. Taking advantage of doing 2 or more things at the same time in order to accomplish as many things as possible. Run and listen to a podcast. Well, why not? It's efficient. Why should I run and just run? I can learn something while I train. Find about the last dinosaurs, for example. That picture was taken in India. It could actually be anywhere in the modern world. Look around in the metro. It struck me last week as I came home from our Thursday night course. We all have our headphones plugged in. Music, yes, and podcasts too. Taking advantage of the transit time to learn or get entertained by the compelling story. Our brain is constantly solicited. How does our brain react to that new type of storytelling? I wonder if ever podcast listeners develop a specific part of their brain. Multitasking, imagination, personal development, mind traveling, so much is happening at the same time. Keeping the control, constantly. Making the most of our lives, pushing the limits of our personal development, learning new things, new languages, developing new skills, mastering a subject of interest, on our own, but with the little help of podcasting. It is a form of continuing education. We build resources, we increase our knowledge, our fields of expertise. we really open our minds. On a corporate level too, companies often offer personal development courses through podcasting. Companies might want to look more into podcasting when it comes to engaging their employees. Internal communications bombard employees with information, while podcasting allows employees to decide when they want to be informed about a specific topic and engage at that time. Isn't the parallel with the previous slide obvious? People jumping, happy people. After 18 slides, it's time to say that podcasting makes people happier. It focuses on their personal development and interests in life, while allowing them to do usual tasks and daily routines or sport activities. That sounds perfect, doesn't it? But what's the future of podcasting on Facebook, for example, or Apple? Are these companies bringing it to another level? What can you expect in the future? Is another player inventing something new with podcasting leveraging advanced technologies? Is this a lucrative business? Where are the opportunities? Or is that it? If I look back at Donna Papacosta's quote, what makes podcasting so attractive? The way we consume that specific form of content? Its power of mobility, the multitasking opportunity it offers. But is that it? So what's next? The ability to not only hear content, but see content and maintain that multitasking opportunity. That would blow my mind. I'd like to end with a positive angle and a smile, in fact 2 smiles. Podcasting is focused on personal environment, but surely entices people to talk about their favorite podcast and share it among their family and friends. I now enjoy listening to my husband's podcast and talk about French history. So what's your favorite podcast?